Hi everybody, this is Alex here, and I want to welcome you to this full body deep stretch yoga class. Perfect if you just got done with an exercise and you just need to stretch it out before you take on the rest of your day. I know today I did a full body workout and I am feeling so tense in my shoulders, shoulder blades, and also in my hips. So that is going to be the focus of this class today, taking care of your shoulders, your hips, and doing some lovely deep hamstring stretches as well. Now for a yoga class, we're going to go ahead and get started here in this cross-legged position. Sitting up nice and tall, take your hands into your lap and roll your shoulders up, back, and down. We want to get settled into the breath to begin. So close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. And just begin to breathe in deeply through the nose. And open your mouth and sigh it out. We're going to do that 2 more times. So inhaling in, breathe in deep and slow. And sigh it out. And do that 1 more time. Inhaling in. Audible sigh, let it go. And now, closing your lips here, begin to deepen your breath. Just bringing your awareness to your breath and your body, noticing the rise and the fall of your chest. Relaxing your shoulders just a little bit more, settling your energy before you begin with some movements. Beautiful. Now from here, just flutter your eyes open and inhale, reach your hands up towards the ceiling. Exhale, twist to the right, bring your left hand onto your right knee for a spinal twist. So you're pressing your right fingertips into the floor. Inhale, see if you can sit a little bit taller. On your exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Send your gaze over to that right shoulder. Breathing here. Now your next inhale, coming back to center, reach those hands up high, shoulders relaxed. Exhale, twist to your left, right hand onto left knee. Left fingertips press into the floor. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Then from here, coming back to center, you're going to come onto your hands and your knees for a tabletop position. Noticing that your wrists are directly under your shoulders, spread your fingers nice and wide, and you're going to make sure your knees are directly under your hips. Press the earth away from you. The tops of the feet are on the mat, toes untucked. On your inhale, dropping your belly down, gaze high for cow pose. Exhale, round into the spine, cat. Inhale for cow, gazing high, squeeze the shoulder blades. Feeling that stretch in the lower back, and exhale, round into the spine for cat. Arch the back a little bit more. 2 more times. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. 1 more. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Now coming back into this neutral spine, we're going to come into a melting heart. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. Begin to walk your hands forward, fingers spread wide. And then beginning to melt your chest down towards the floor. Maybe your forehead touches down. Melting your heart down towards your mat. Option is to bring the chin down onto the mat. Feeling the stretch here into the shoulders, the armpits, and the shoulder blades, and just deepening your breath. See if you can soften your upper body a little bit more with each exhale. Two more deep breaths. One more. Now from here, you're going to begin to shift forward. You're going to come into your belly. You're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So you're going to untuck your toes. Tops of the feet are on the floor. Noticing your elbows. They're directly underneath of your shoulders. Your forearms are down on the mat, fingers are spread wide. Now you're going to be pressing your hips down into the floor as you continue to reach the crown of the head high towards the ceiling, and you're melting your shoulders down away from your ears. Your gaze is going to be forward and down, so soft gaze on the floor, feeling this gentle stretch here into the lower back, trying to relax your glutes with each exhale. At any point, if this begins to feel like too much on the lower back, you can always bring your forehead back down towards the mat, resting on your belly. Or if you want to go a little further, you can come into a seal pose, taking your hands to the corners of the mat, pressing your fingertips as you lift those elbows, finding length into those arms, reach the crown of the head up high towards the ceiling. Option to walk your hands back a little bit more, still pressing those hip bones down into the mat. Relax the glutes, gazing forward and down. Keeping your breath deep and slow. Now on your next exhale, no matter where you are, we're going to bend into the elbows, stacking your palms, rest your forehead down into your abdominal pose. Relaxing your shoulders. 2 more deep breaths. And 1 more. From here, pressing your hands into the mat, you're going to slowly come back up into this tabletop position. And we're going to come into a low runner's lunge from here. But you're going to keep that left shin down onto the mat. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. You're going to shift your hips forward so that right knee is stacked up right above the right ankle. And both of your hands are going to be on the inside of that right foot. Now from here, begin to tuck the left toes. Maybe you shift that left knee towards the back of the mat a little bit more, finding a deeper opening here into that left quad and into the right hip. So this is a lizard pose. Now, maybe for you, you have very open hips. Maybe you can begin to bring your forearms down into the mat. You can tell that that is a lot for me to do. So maybe your forearms are on the mat. An option is to take your right knee and allow it to fall to the right, coming onto the razor side of that right foot, just externally rotating that right hip. Breathing here into that right hip and the left quad. Two more deep breaths. 1 more. Now we're going to come into a half split to stretch your right hamstring. Slowly bring that sole of the right foot back onto the mat if you came onto the razor side of the foot, and then begin to walk your right foot more center of your yoga mat. Both of your hands are going to frame the foot. You're going to shift your hips forward here, that right knee stacked over the right ankle. Then begin to tuck the left toes. Inhale here. On your exhale, begin to shift your glutes back towards your left heel, straightening out this right leg. And your right toes are going to reach towards the ceiling here, trying to flex your right foot as much as you can to get a deeper stretch into that right hamstring. So instead of rounding into the upper back to fold over your right leg, I want you to imagine you're trying to find length here into your spine. So you're trying to reach the crown of the head forward towards the wall in front of you, finding this length and hinging at the hips to fold over the right leg, noticing how that feels into your right hamstring. 2 more deep breaths. And 1 more. Now from here, we're going to walk our hands forward, bring the sole of the right foot back down onto the mat, and gently swing that right leg back around here into that tabletop position. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Your left knee stacked over the left ankle, and both hands are to the inside of your left foot. From here, tuck your right toes, walk that right knee back towards the back of the mat just a little bit more, and then untuck the right foot. You're going to already feel that stretch here into your left hip and your right quads. Now, again, maybe you come to forearms. Option is to come onto the razor side of that left foot, externally rotating that left hip. Breathing here. Two more deep breaths. Excuse me, two more deep stretch. Two more deep breaths. One more. Into that half split. Go slowly here. Bring the sole of the left foot back onto the mat. You're going to begin to walk that foot towards the center, framing the foot with your hands. Then from here, tuck your right toes. Inhale here. Exhale, pushing the hips back towards that right heel, finding length into this left leg. Left toes reach towards the sky. Again, noticing that if you are rounding into the upper back, finding length into the spine, reaching the crown of the head forward towards the wall and hinging at your hips. Two more deep breaths. One more. And now from here, you're going to begin to shift forward, sole of the left foot onto the mat, swing that left leg back into that tabletop position. And you're going to come to sit right on down onto your mat. Because we're going to come into what we call a deer pose. So extend your legs long out in front of you here, starting in staff pose. So extended legs, arms by your side. Sitting up nice and tall, finding that length in your spine. Now, you're going to first begin by bending into the left knee and then bringing that left leg in line with the long side of your mat. And I want you to notice your left hip and your left knee. See if you can get them in a nice straight line. If not, that's okay, but just see if you can. Then from here, bending into the right knee, you're going to bring that right leg parallel to the top of your mat, the short end. So I like to take my hands onto my front leg, sitting up nice and tall, feet are flexed, inhale here. And on your exhale, beginning to hinge forward over that right leg. Now, begin to extend your arms long out in front of you. And again, finding this length into the spine. So inhale, reach the crown of the head forward towards the wall. Exhale, hinging deeper. Now, if you want to go a little deeper into the stretch, you can begin to walk your hands towards the left. You'll get a deeper stretch here into the hips, but go slow here. You don't want to go too deep too soon. Relax your shoulders. Two more deep breaths. One more. Now begin to walk your hands back to center, so the starting point. And then you're going to walk your hands forward to rise, extending your legs back out long in front of you in your staff pose. Feet are flexed. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. You're going to bend into that right knee. Notice the knee and your right hip. Try to get them in a straight line. And then bending into your left knee. Both feet are flexed, left leg parallel to the top of your yoga mat. I like to take the hands on the leg, sit up tall, inhale here, Exhale to hinge forward over that left leg. Extend your arms long in front of you. Inhale, find length into the spine. Exhale, hinge a little deeper. Option to walk your hands to the right this time. Getting a deeper stretch here into the hips. You're not forcing yourself to go too deep too soon. That's where injury happens. That's where we will pull something. You just want to find your edge. So it feels good. You feel the stretch, but not going too deep. Not forcing your body into a shape that it is not ready to get into. 2 more deep breaths. 1 more. Now walking your hands back to center, your starting point. Begin to walk your hands forward here. Straighten your legs out in front of you for staff pose. Feet are flexed, sit up tall. Inhale here, exhale, hinge forward at the hips, reaching your hands towards your feet, grabbing what you can. And oftentimes what I see happen in gyms or in yoga classes is when we are reaching forward, we're starting to already round into the upper back. And you'll notice that if I'm rounding into the upper back while I'm reaching forward, I'm not ever going to grab my feet, ever. And there's actually no stretch that's going on here, because the purpose of this stretch is to stretch your hamstrings. So I want you to notice your spine as you are hinging forward, even if you need to spread your legs a little bit wider, because I got a mama belly that's going on here. Sometimes I need a wider legs to hinge forward. So finding that length into your spine, hinging forward, keeping this nice straight spine. And then maybe you still grab ankles, shins, or feet. Crown of the head is shining towards the wall in front of you. Two more deep breaths. One more. Beautiful. Press the hands into the floor to rise here. And then come on down onto your spine. Take your time for a full body stretch. Reach those arms up and over here. Point the toes, arch the back. And then I want you to interlock your fingers here. Charlie's Angels fingers, that's fine, whatever feels good. And we're going to begin to walk our feet to the right bottom corner of the mat. Keeping your left hip pressing down into the floor. Just walk your feet as far to the right as you can while still keeping your hips in the same spot. Now maybe this left foot crosses over the right ankle. Now from here we're going to take our hands and we're going to walk our hands to the top right corner of the mat, noticing that your body is now forming this crescent moon shape. Some people like to interlock the fingers. Another option is to take your right hand and grab your left wrist, giving it a nice gentle tug here. The goal here is keeping your hips and your shoulders evenly pressing into the floor. Finding the stretch here into your shoulders, your upper back, and also your side body. The more you walk your hands and feet to the right corner of the mat, the deeper the stretch. Just trying to prevent your body from rolling over onto your right side. Keep your left side pressing into the floor. Two more deep breaths. One more. Now from here, you're going to release and walk your feet, your hands back to center. And we're going to come to the other side, walking your feet to the bottom left corners of the mat. Your right ankle may stack over the left. keeping that right hip pressing down into the floor. Same thing with the hands, bringing the hands to the top left corner. The left hand may grab the right wrist to give it a tug. Oh, that feels good. Pressing the shoulders evenly into the floor as well. Each inhale, maybe you find even more length, imagining that you're just trying to get your body as long as you possibly can. And each exhale, hinging a little bit more. It feels so good. I did a body weight, like full total body strength class today, and I'm just like, I'm dying here. So the stretch just feels so good on the side body. One more deep breath. Releasing. Oh, just hug those knees in. Give yourself a hug. Maybe you come to a happy baby here, grabbing onto the big toes, pulling those knees in towards your armpits. Maybe you rock side to side. You can enjoy stillness, whatever feels good. Just straighten one leg and straighten the other leg. Oh, man. Feels good to have a good stretch after you work out. Or after work. You have a desk job. Oh my gosh, I had a desk job before I became a yoga teacher. Oh man, the soreness that you experience in your back and your shoulders. Breathing here, 2 more deep breaths wherever you are in your happy baby. One more. Now your exhale, just release, stretch those legs out long in front of you. Arms by your side. Close your eyes. Tuning in with your breath. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. It's one of the hardest parts of a yoga class, the stillness. You're like me, you like to move, you like to go and do things, be involved in things. And oftentimes you may be like the Energizer Bunny, you just keep going and going and going, and then your batteries are completely depleted and you're exhausted. Because we oftentimes don't take time for ourselves. Yeah, we work out, or we get some movement in, or we binge watch a show, or go shopping, and we think that that is taking care of ourselves. But also the simple act of stillness and silence is so necessary to recharge your batteries, to help your brain process all the crazy around you, to help you unwind, and just to help you recharge your batteries so you could be the best version of yourself. So for these next couple of minutes, as the screen transitions to a beautiful starry night with some gentle music in the background, just have your eyes closed, breathe, deepen your breath, just settle in and let yourself enjoy these next moments of peace and quiet as you relax here in your shavasana. Beginning to bring small movements to your fingers and your toes. Waking your body back up from its slumber. And maybe you wiggle your head side to side. Full body stretch. Inhale, reach up and over. And exhale, hug your knees in. Give yourself a hug. Thank yourself for taking care of you. Gently rolling over to either side. Take your time to push up to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Crossing those legs, sitting up tall and bringing your hands to your heart space. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this class today. My name is Alex with Yoga with Alex. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. That is how you help me to spread the love of yoga on YouTube and around the world. Don't forget to take care of your mind and body, not just now, but always. Make yourself a priority. You are just as important as all of the people that you serve in your community and around the world. Take care of you. Go out into the world and be the light that you want to see. Be the change that you want to see. Namaste, my friends. Bye.